We call those initial access brokers, in fact, on the criminal
Yep.
side. So for a lot of adversaries, they don't actually work necessarily alone, even if they're not necessarily directly partnered with other groups. So you might have adversaries who only go around trying to get initial access, and then they sell that access to other attackers that then might be doing ransomware as a service, or they might be in part of ransomware groups. Colonial Pipeline wasn't actually a story of that. Colonial Pipeline was one specific group, a dark side group, going after the organization itself. But it's also a really interesting story because what a lot of folks don't realize is that that group never got access to the operational technology environment of Colonial Pipeline. That means they never got access to the real pipeline. They only got access to the IT systems inside of their environment. And so what the attackers effectively did is they went on the dark web, quote unquote, though you really didn't necessarily need to go on the dark web, but they were looking for breach data. And there are a lot of different sources out there for breach data. The idea might be that you have an account on LinkedIn and then LinkedIn gets compromised. Well, LinkedIn has a lot of passwords. All of those passwords might now be exposed, and a hacker or a penetration tester emulating an adversary might go out, download that list of passwords. I see that you have a user account that is something like Bob at colonialpipeline.com. And now I have your email address and a password that's associated with that email address, but for a
Right.
different site. If I then
Right.
try to reuse that email address and password against your actual application, well, maybe that user reused their password between the two. And if they did, you've just gotten access. And that's exactly what happened with Colonial Pipeline. The adversaries, once they got access, they moved laterally around the environment, but they never got access to anything more important than Colonial Pipeline's billing system. And they tried to ransomware that back. What a lot of folks don't realize is that Colonial Pipeline made the business decision to turn off the pipeline. They could have left it on.